Jack Irvin joins us now from the Ohio Corn and Wheat Growers Association. Jack, thanks for your time.
Thank
Specifically talking about ethanol, how important is that to our Ohio farmers, and how much have we seen it grow over the years?
It's vitally important to Ohio's farmers. Corn is a multi-billion-dollar industry here in Ohio, and have a new market for them to sell their product to in ethanol. There's 6 plants here, and it's been a wonderful bonus for them to have.
Talk about the entire state of Ohio and all the different entities that are involved in the production of ethanol. It kind of covers the whole state. Obviously, Northwest Ohio is a little more heavy because there's so much farmland and farmers growing corn, right? But just talk about the entire state.
There's no doubt ethanol is in nearly all our fuel from 10%, so it's something that affects every one of us. There's over 30,000 grain growers here in Ohio across the state, and a lot of them are in the business of helping raise corn for these ethanol plants.
Is it a good business for them? Are they able to make a nice profit and to keep this going into the future?
The ethanol has been a wonderful business market for farmers in Ohio. You hear all the time that it's helped bring my son or daughter back to the farm, and that hasn't, in years past, the supply of corn has far outstripped the demand for it, and ethanol has helped narrow that gap a little bit, so there's more demand for their product, and they can use up some of that excess supply, and has created new opportunities to bring new farmers and new generations back.
Some other advantages of ethanol, it really affects us all because it does push gas prices down.
Right.
How does it do that?
I'm not an expert in the overall supply and demand of the gasoline markets, but a recent study came out says ethanol reduced the price of gasoline by $1.09 a gallon.
Wow.
That's if you do the math, that's $140 billion a year here in the United States. So just incredible savings that we all can, contribute back to the economy by buying more movie tickets and getting clothes for our kids and groceries. Any of those things that would normally be sent in overseas, we're keeping here in America.
We'll talk about the OCWGA. What's your mission statement, if you will? What do you guys do for your farmers out there?
Well, we help represent some of those 30,000 plus grain farmers here in Ohio, and just make sure their voices are heard, and there's a long, sustainable future for agriculture here in Ohio and across the country.
From what you're hearing from them, what are their biggest challenges these days?
Well, unfortunately this year the weather's been certainly one of the big challenges,
right,
and that's been out of our control. But as with any business, regulation, the uncertainty of regulations of tax policies, environmental standards, really any of the issues that any small businesses face, they face a lot of the same ones.
How much interaction is there between you and them? Do they call your office? Do you go to them? Do you visit? Do you have consultations? What's the process there?
We're in direct consultation with our farmers. We're board driven, and they're all farmer elected and farmers themselves. So we're a grassroots organization, and certainly bottoms up, and we take all our direction directly from the growers themselves.
And what's your relationship with the national entities? How do you work closely with them?
Well, certainly agriculture is a national and global business, and so we work very closely with our national colleagues. So we are on the same page and sharing the same voice with our leaders around the country.
Back to ethanol. Where do we go from here? Do you see any reason that this wouldn't continue to grow? Or I guess a lot of it's legislation and getting people to change their minds about what type of fuel they use, right?
Well, I think it's just keeping opportunities available. There's certainly some, concerns about energy and energy independence, and ethanol has been helped displace millions of barrels of oil and created jobs here in America. So in our perspective, opportunities are endless, and we'd like to keep pursuing those.
You see the truck full of corn just coming in constantly here at this particular plant. There's 6 of these in Ohio, so we're talking, you mentioned jobs, we're talking about a lot of Ohio jobs that are staying in our state, right?
Absolutely. From the corn perspective, we're talking multi-billion-dollar business, and they're able to sell their corn here, The ethanol is produced here, the ethanol gets sold back here into Ohio, lowering the price of gasoline here. Again, all those dollars are just recirculating throughout the economy and have a multi-billion-dollar effect that's employing people right here.
All right, Jack Irvin from the Corn and Wheat Growers Association of Ohio. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right.